Hi everyone, my name is Dube and welcome to the first part of Dube on God. So this is the part series also, irrespective of the other part series that I have on my YouTube channel. I'll be dropping a lot of videos, but these ones are where I talk about God and the importance of having God in your life, especially as a man. I want to direct these to men mostly because we as men are usually the ones that do not want to talk about God. We feel very ashamed when we have to talk about God. So I just want to be here to assure people that there's nothing wrong with being in God, and you don't have to be ashamed about putting your faith in God and having your hope in God. And also, I want to create an understanding that your dreams are also validated as a man. And also, you're not wrong for having those dreams, but just make sure that your dreams are also aligned with what God wants. You always need to talk about, you always need to talk to God about your dreams now and then. So I'm just here to create a peace and to spread the love and to spread the message. So in this series, this is what I'll be talking about. So we're going to call this the part one on To Be On God. And I'll just be dropping videos randomly, whether I'll put them on this playlist or whether I'll put them on my other playlist, especially on To Be On Talking Things. So you just need to browse through my YouTube channel, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is To Be Doing Things. This is the only platform that I'll be using to promote this, and this is the only platform that I'll be interacting with people. And also I'm always free to talk to people and also giving advices. And the reason that I'm taking this journey is because I see in my own life that I've one person who's also derailed a little bit from God. So I'm trying to amend my relationship with God. I'm trying to make sure that my relationship with God is sustained now. I'm trying to do things differently, even though it's hard. And that's one thing that people do not talk about, that when you're trying to build your relationship with God, a lot of things really become hard because there are some habits that you'll need to leave behind, and there's some things that you'll need to stop doing, and there's some ways that you'll need to behave now in public, and it might feel as if you're changing on people and something like that, but then only in that particular time when you're still trying to build that relationship, certain people will not really form part of your life like that because of some energy that they bring, understand? So those are also the hard parts that come with having to build a relationship with God. And so today I want to talk about prayer, because I feel like it is the most basic thing that each and every person needs to know. So I want to talk about prayer. I have my notes here where I'll be just talking about prayer and delivering my message, and I'll try by all means to keep this video as short as possible. I try to keep my videos 10 minutes to 11 minutes maximum, so I'm gonna try. So first things first, I want to talk about prayer generally. So there's a verse, Philippians 4, chapter 4, Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 to 7, which says, do not be anxious about anything. Put in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. So what this verse actually means is that you do not have to be anxious about anything. Each and every day, you do not have to worry about anything. And you need to always put your request to God. How you do that is through prayer and petition. And also you need to have some thanksgiving whenever you're presenting your request to God. So it means that you always need to thank God. So this is just one part of that I wanted to talk about. So I want to make sure that people understand that whatever request that you have, you always need to bring it to God. And people might often ask, why do you always have to pray? Because unfortunately, it is one way that we'll have to communicate with God. We always need to have a conversation with God. So it's not necessarily you begging and all of that. It's just you having a conversation with God and putting all your worries and your anxiousness to God and telling him that this is how you feel and this is how you like things to go. You're putting a request into God and you're having a conversation with him. You're having an intimate conversation with him. That's why I prefer that people pray each and every morning to give thanks to God for waking them up, and also telling them this is how they feel today, this is how they'd like their day to go, and then every night again when you come back from work or from school, you come back and say and give thanks to God, and also pray this is how you'd like things to go by, and also give thanks to how things went by during the day, because we cannot hide away from the fact again that we're not doing things by our own will. We're not doing things because we love. We have a guidance from God. There's always some guidance from God, and there are always reasons to why things happen, and reasons have to be created by God. We are walking in God's footsteps, so we always need to beg Him for protection. Whenever we leave home, we always need to beg Him for protection. We live in a country or in a world where protection is one thing that's not guaranteed these days, and you always need to pray to God. You always need to ask God for that protection. You always need to ask God to be protected from people who do not want to see you succeed, and also to give you a good heart, a pure heart also, so that you can wish well for other people. You can also be happy for other people who are progressing in life. You always need to pray about those things. You always need to put requests to God about these things. So this is the message that I want to spread to you today. And there's also another video that I saw on Instagram, which is one thing that, again, I want to talk about, because I follow a lot of spiritual people who just talk about God and all of that. Like I listen to a lot of podcasts that talk about God and all of that, and I guess in a way those are the things that kind of shape me into understanding that we're not really moving by our own will in this world. So what I want to talk about also is that video that I saw on Instagram. It was talking about, I remember one time I even called one of my friends in the morning just to try and discuss that analysis. So if you can remember correctly, Jesus once told people this is how they should pray, and he said, "Give us this day our daily bread." In that prayer, there's that part which says, "Give us this day our daily bread." And in that video, they were analyzing that line by saying, it means that each and every day has its own bread. So you don't have to worry about the bread of tomorrow. You don't have to worry about the bread of today, or of yesterday. But because each and every day has its own bread, you need to go to God each and every morning or each and every day to pray and ask for a daily bread, for a bread of that day, or for bread that belongs to that day. You understand? So it is very, very important, again, to also make sure that you ask God for a daily bread, to make sure that each and every day bring its own fruits. Each and every day is fruitful on its own. That's what I mean. So those are the things that I wanted to talk about, and I hope they'll resonate with someone and also give hope to someone that there is a way. And also, the reason I'm starting this YouTube channel is because of love. I don't have a diary because people steal my diaries whenever I have to write something. People steal my diaries and read my things and read my thoughts, and excuse me. So this is one way that I'm gonna let my thoughts out there, and with hope that other people will see them, and not just 2 people or 3 people that steal my diaries, but each and every one will see my thoughts on things and how I make decisions in life. So I'm just going to be talking about general ways that I make decisions, and also how I align God into my decision making, because again, I think I'm where I am right now because of luck and how God has protected me throughout. You understand? Like, it really makes sense now that there's an upper being that is directing my life. Whenever I look at my life and whenever I look at the things that I've achieved, small, big, it makes sense that there is someone who's guiding my life, and I want to give thanks to that person, and I want to give thanks to that glory, which is God. And I really hope that each and every one will have their dreams validated, and have peace in their hearts by understanding that God really does exist, and God really wishes well for them, and God means no harm to them, and they really don't have to be ashamed to talk to God. So one thing that I encourage people is always kneel down and pray to God, so that you can have your own peace, so that you can be peaceful within your heart.